beautiful people? Welcome back to my channel, Sunshine Side Hustle. This is Butters, my kitty, and my name is Amber. And I resell part-time on mostly eBay, but I do Amazon FBA, Poshmark, and Facebook Marketplace. So I have a full-time job, full-time career, and I do this on the side for extra money. And I also just think it's fun to go to estate sales, go to thrift stores, and find treasures that other people have thrown away or given away or just overlooked and didn't know how much it was worth. So I'm gonna go through some stuff that has sold for me in the month of December. So I'm just gonna pick up where the last video ended. So the first thing on my list is this, I'm gonna mess up the name, Descante's men's black merino wool sweater. It sold for $19.75. I took a best offer and the buyer paid almost $10 to ship it. So it was definitely a month for winter clothes and jackets and things like that. So the second thing that I sold was a Cabela's like a outdoor fishing like vented jacket, and that sold for $27.77, paid full price, and the buyer paid $5.75 for shipping as well. The next thing that I found at a thrift store was this vintage Sears blue, like a plaid flannel shirt, but it was insulated. You know, it has that like really soft t-shirt material on the inside, and then it's like stuffed, so it was like insulated. And it was super cool. Buyer paid $24.99 and then had paid $9 to have it shipped. The next thing that I sold is a vintage men's Woolrich, not really sure, but a pullover sweater. It was $22.99 and the buyer paid $6 for shipping. My cat is messing with my Christmas tree. Don't do that. The next thing that I sold was a new Arctic 32 ounce tumbler. So I actually bought this in bulk. So I got married and I wanted to give these away as gifts, and I put people's, our bridesmaids and groomsmen's like name and vinyl on them. Maybe I'll put a picture of like the finished product because I was really proud of them. But I bought a box of 30 of them because it came out to, I think, around $6 each. Probably more than that, maybe like $7 each. They charged me like a steel tariff for shipping it, but I knew it would be cheaper to do it that way, and then I could resell whatever was left. So I did that, and so I've had this box of like 15 Arctic cups for a while, and they weren't moving. So finally I put free shipping on them, and I dropped the price to $18.99. So it pretty much is gonna cost me $8 or $9 to ship this item, so I'm not making a profit. I mean, I'm really making $4 on a lot of these cups, but they've been sitting for a year and I just need to move them and get them out. So I didn't lose money. That's really the goal. So this one sold for $18.99 plus free shipping. And then I literally sold four more back to back. So one, I took a best offer for $16.99. The other one sold for full price, $18.99, and then somebody bought two of them for $34, best offer, and those were all free shipping. Then in my other video, if you saw my thrifting video, my friend is moving and she gave me a bunch of stuff, and this was a new in the box stainless steel s'mores maker, and you know, it's getting colder, it's Christmas time, so I had a feeling this would sell, and it sold in a day. For $62.96, and I didn't pay anything for it. The next thing I sold was this men's Ralph Lauren, like a thermal black sweater. Sold for $22 plus free shipping. I also sold these Skechers Go Walk walking shoes. Did not make any money on them. Sold them for $10. Buyer paid for shipping. I think I bought them for $3 or $4. So I think the comps I was looking at the time were probably not for the same shoe, because this was not a good buy. But sometimes that's just, you know, that's the journey of reselling. You take a chance on an item. Sometimes it pays off big. Sometimes, you know, you lose money or you don't make any money. And then you learn, and next time I obviously won't buy shoes like that again. I also sold this pair of women's Clark like knee-high kind of boots I bought these at a community garage sale. I think I bought them for $7 or $8, and they sold for $25 plus shipping. The next thing I sold was a vintage Adidas track pullover, you know, the waterproof kind. I sold it for $20 plus shipping, and I think I paid $6 at a thrift store for it. The next item that sold was this wine decanter and wine glass set. I went to an auction and I actually got an entire lot of carnival glass, and this was one of the things in that set, and I think I got, oh my gosh, probably 100 pieces or something for 35 or 40 bucks. Obviously there's, you know, auction fees and dealer fees that you have to pay. But this set sold for $43.77, and then the buyer paid about $14 to ship it. I've already sold many of the carnival glass items within that set, so this was just pure profit at that point. The next thing I sold was such a cool, like, awesome find. I walked into this estate sale. There's another reseller in front of me, and I knew she was a reseller because she had her Amazon app out, and she goes to this table and she starts scanning books immediately. And then I see this like dog vitamin thing. It just had a face of a dog on it. I didn't even know what it was. And I scan it on Amazon, and it comes up, and brand new, these dog vitamins are selling for like $120. And immediately I was like freaking out because they didn't have a price on it. I didn't know how much they wanted for it. So I bring it up to the front and they said $5. Sold. So I sold it for $70 plus free shipping. It was basically full. It had only been used twice, which I said in the listing. And so whoever bought it got a really good deal, and then I obviously made a really nice profit. The next thing I sold, I've had for probably 2 years. I went on this kind of like, when I first started reselling, I went on a mug kick. Like, I bought a lot of mugs because they were cheap, for $1.50 sometimes. And I, watched a couple resellers that said you can sell them for good money, which is not true, because I mean, good money is relative, right? So I think I bought this for like 50 cents or $1, but I had to hang on to it for 2 years, and I sold it for $15.99 plus shipping. But it's a vintage Detroit mug, and I think it's Sammy Davis Jr. It's a famous phrase he used to say. I'm sorry, I'm not old enough to know what that means. The next thing I sold was this mid-century modern teapot by Asta. I had never heard of Asta before, but it's a German company, and they make like enamelware, and they're very famous for kettles. And I saw this, really cool green kettle in this really nice house at an estate sale, and the handle was funky. Everything about it was like nothing I'd ever seen before. So I knew it was probably special. So I looked up the brand. Sure enough, there was a lot of different teapots selling for around $30 to $50, but I couldn't find any that looked like mine. So I paid $8 for it. I put it up for, I think, $65, and then I ended up taking a best offer of $53. And then the buyer paid $20 to ship it because it was heavy. The next thing that I sold was an item that I bought at an estate sale that I have a video about somewhere, but it was an appointment-only estate sale. I got there, I was the only person there, and they had an entire table full of electronics that were brand new in the box. I got myself a GoPro Hero 7 white. I have a GoPro Hero 8, but this one was brand new in the box. And I think they wanted $60 for it. And then I got this weather station forecaster weather guide thing. I scanned it on Amazon. It was selling for about $60 to $70 brand new, I think. So I sold it on eBay for $52.96. I think it took a best offer, and I offered free shipping. It wasn't super heavy, so I think it only cost me about $6 to $7 to ship it. So that was a nice profit. I think he charged me $5 for it. He bundled it. I got a Fire Kindle. I got a couple other things that I sold, you'll see. The next thing I sold was a Scandia Woods flannel lined shirt. The buyer paid $27.99, paid full price, and then paid $8 to ship it. I shipped this out on December 9th, and it is December 23rd today, and that person, I'm guessing it's a man, has still not received that item. USPS has been so backed up with orders for Christmas. I can't tell you how many of my items that went priority have still not arrived. But I wrote an email to a lot of the buyers and said, hey, I just want to let you know this item did get shipped out on time. I see it hasn't arrived yet. I apologize. Please let me know when it arrives. And, just trying to keep in touch with people so that they don't leave me negative feedback, because obviously it's out of my control. Sold another Arctic mug, $18.99, free shipping. I sold this set of vintage Windmere hot rollers. I don't know why these resell for such good money. Maybe because they just don't make them with the velvet on them like they used to. But I sold these for $30 plus free shipping, and I paid $6 on an estate sale for them. The next item that I sold, I got at a thrift store for $8. It was in a bag bundle with 4 train cars and then 2 rusted train tracks that didn't even have like a whole set. But I looked up the brand, and the brand was Lionel, and they were reselling for pretty good money. So I sold the entire set for $40, and then the buyer paid $7.50 for shipping. Y'all, trains. If you see any trains, you need to buy those trains, because people spend tons of money on trains. The next thing I sold was this black and white portable TV. It was AM/FM radio, and it's battery powered. This sold for $30 plus shipping. I think we paid $10 at an estate sale. We probably paid too much for it. Thought it was cool. My husband found it, so we bought it, and we made 20 bucks. The next thing that I sold was in that estate sale where I was the only one there. It was a LG Magic Remote, a voice controller for a smart TV. These were selling brand new for about, I think, $60 to $70. So I sold, this one was new, but it had been opened. So I put that it was new, open box. I want to say I paid $7 to $8 for this, and it sold for $42 plus free shipping. The next thing I sold was a Victoria's Secret white and black striped bikini top. I think I got it at the Salvation Army for like $2.99. Sold for $15 plus free shipping. Then I sold these Gates camo gloves. They were my dad's. They still had tags on them. He had never used them. So I sold them for $13.50 plus free shipping. The next thing I sold was a lot of Die Hard DVDs. So I bought this box of DVDs from somebody on Facebook Marketplace. I think it has, I want to say like 115, 120 DVDs in it, and I paid $90. That was too much to spend. I know that now. I mean, it comes out to less than $1 per DVD, but having to list all of them, I just haven't done it. And so with Christmas coming around, I was like, you know what? People watch Die Hard at Christmas. I need to put these on eBay. So I took the 4 Die Hard DVDs, put them up literally an hour. An hour later, somebody sent me a message that said, I will buy them at full price, which I had them listed for $18.98, but they wanted priority mail, and I had them for media mail. So I was like, all right, sure. And so I made, I think, $10, $11 on those DVDs. So I made more than I spent on them, and somebody gets to watch Die Hard on Christmas. The next thing I sold were a pair of these women's LL Bean loafers. They sold for $20 plus shipping. The next item I sold was a vintage St. John's women's cardigan. It had like polka dots on it. St. John is a really sought after brand, so always look out for that. This sold for $32, and then the buyer paid about $6 to ship it. The next thing I sold was a set of midwinter Stonehenge dishes. So these are from the 70s, I believe. And, they have a very 70s vibe about them. And they're kind of coming back around. This is the sun pattern. It's stoneware. The problem with the set that I have is I had a casserole dish but didn't have a lid. I had a sugar holder but it didn't have a lid. I only had one plate. I only had one bowl. So if I had had a complete, set, like the casserole dish alone probably could have gone for about $40, $50. But unfortunately it didn't, it was missing some things. I think I got all of it for like $12 on an estate sale. It sold for $65, and then the buyer paid $19 to have it shipped, but it's actually going international. It was sold to somebody in Canada, so they probably paid a lot more than that to eBay. But I only had to ship it to Kentucky. And rounding out my last sale of December so far is this lot of Heroes. Remember the TV show Heroes? 4 seasons of the DVDs. It was $22.20, and the buyer paid $2 to have it shipped. I have to ship it tomorrow. But that was also in that lot of DVDs. So I don't have the numbers off the top of my head, but I will put them right here or right here of my cost of goods, my total gross profit, minus my cost of goods, minus my eBay fees, minus my shipping fees, and then have my total profit. Obviously, the total profit does not include taxes or, other miscellaneous things like packing materials, but you can get a rough estimate of how much I made for the month of December. I was aggressively listing in the beginning of December, and I definitely fell off once I put up my Christmas tree, because my Christmas tree is kind of where my eBay little table where I take all my photos. The Christmas tree is there now. So I definitely fell off listing, and it's amazing how much my sales have plummeted just because I'm not listing every day. So as I said in the last video, listing consistently is the key, but I still think I've made a pretty good profit for December. This is, like I said, my part-time job. Me and my husband are planning on moving to Europe in the summer. So this is something that's helping us save money for the trip. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you in a couple weeks with some more eBay sales.